Hello everyone, it's Katie. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. So last month I posted this look to my Instagram. That look, it was so much fun to create. It was actually inspired by Easter, so I did pastel colors, some super fun, funky like Easter egg dots, and you guys were loving it and you were all asking for a tutorial. So I thought that I would play around with the idea of that look today. So cut crease, some dots, but I wanted to change up the color scheme. So I was thinking, what colors should I do? I was going through my collection and I came across this bad boy. I love this palette, but I haven't used it for a hot minute. Mine's actually looking a little rough, but this is the Beauty Bay Bright Matte palette. It's such a good rainbow palette, and this shade here really caught my eye. This like deep turquoise color. I was like, oh my god, it's so pretty. Also this like really dark deep blue. In that look that I posted on Instagram, because I was using pinks, I was able to kind of blend the eyeshadow into my blush and use it on my lips, and it all just worked really well together. But because I'm using like greens and blues today, I was like, oh, it's not really gonna work. Like, we don't want blue and green blush here. So I thought that I would compromise by making the cut crease super duper dramatic. So I'm gonna bring it down my nose, I think, bring it like right up, a little like little drag almost. Some people would call this drag. I call it just going to the grocery store. But yeah, I hope you're in the mood for something dramatic. I thought that I would do a voiceover today just because I think it's a little bit easier to follow rather than me like stopping and starting and talking. So if you don't want to listen to my voice, then pop some music on, grab a snack. If you do want to listen to what I'm talking about, what I'm doing, then grab a snack anyway, and I hope that you enjoy the video. Be sure to let me know all your thoughts down below in the comments. Subscribe before you leave, and let's just go ahead and jump straight in. Okay, so getting started, I'm taking the By Terry Brightening CC Serum. It just gives my skin a nice glow, a bit of warmth, because my tan right now, oh my goodness, my tan, as you can see, very faded, except for my knuckles. I don't know why, but my tan seemed to really love my knuckles that day. So I know, they look awful, I apologize. Anyway, moving on to foundation, I'm taking the Tarte Face Tape in the shade Medium Sand, just bouncing that into my skin using the Colourpop Complexion Sponge. I love this foundation, it always looks really nice on my skin. Then moving on to concealer, I'm taking my Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Light Neutral, just popping that under my eyes, down the center of my face to brighten those areas and just add a little bit more coverage. So I was actually trying Fenty Beauty's new cream bronzers using their face brush, and I was really excited to try these. From first impressions, I really enjoyed them. I can definitely see myself using them on clients. However, this shade on me personally, this shade was Butta Biscuit. I thought it was a little bit too cool tone, maybe more for a contour shade, so I did actually go ahead and order the one deeper shade from this, so I'm keen to try out that shade. I also tried their cream blushes and I enjoyed them as well. This is the shade Petal Popping. You definitely need to build this product up though, and I do wish I built it up a little bit more because you can't really see it on camera, so I'll definitely have to keep playing around with them. However, I did go in with some powders over the top to build up my complexion a little bit more, so those cream products were more just like the base, and I went in with a bronzer from Too Faced in the shade Extra Toasty, and also a blush in the shade Daydreamer. So I was like, why am I creasing under my eyes? And then I realized that I literally forgot to set my face after the creams. Don't know how that happened, but I quickly rectified the situation, applying some setting powder under my eyes to the center of my face, and all was good. Then I just set my face using the Morphe setting mist, and now we're gonna move on to the eyes. So because we're creating more of a dramatic cut crease today, I wanted to kind of sketch it out a bit so that I wasn't completely winging it. So I'm just taking a brow pencil to do this, kind of using my nose and the natural shape of my cut crease as a guideline, then just flicking out that edge, and then I am taking some of the P.Louise base in 0.5 and applying that above that line, as that's where we're going to be working on first. So grabbing the Beauty Bay palette, I'm taking that deep blue called Stormy Night, and I'm applying that on and just above that line. And I'm so glad I created that line because it just made the process a lot easier. You know, I didn't have to worry about the shape. I just followed that guideline, and as you can see, I'm just packing that shade on, and then once I'm happy with it, I'm starting to use circular motions to blend it out. Dipping into that really pretty shade called Oasis, and I'm gonna basically apply it straight on top of the blue, and it's totally fine because that blue will still peek through, and it's gonna start to create a really nice gradient from dark to light. I was seriously loving how snatched this color crease was looking, so then we needed to blend everything out. So I took a bit of Sea Mist, a bit of Daydream, and yeah, just blended it all out. And I felt that some shades were kind of blended away, so just dipping back into Oasis and Stormy Night to re-intensify the look. Taking a big fluffy brush, going back in with that shade Daydream, and I want to really blur this look out. So I'm blending that shadow out towards my temple, down my nose, up around the beginning of my brow. Honestly, I was just having fun with it. Taking some makeup remover on a cotton tip and just removing any excess eyeshadow that's below that line just to really sharpen up the look. Time for brows, and we're doing straight brows today, completely different than what I would usually do. But if I did my usual shaped brows, the tail of the brow just would have completely interfered with the cut crease. So yeah, straight brows, not sure how I feel about them, but you know what, for this look, it was working, it was a vibe, so we just rolled with it. Taking the P.Louise base in the shade Hint of Mint, and I'm just applying that all over the lid. Then once I reach that outer corner, just creating a line up from the edge of my eye, kind of creating like a winged shape. So I'm setting that base with more of the shade Daydream, as we're going to be going in with a glitter glue next, and I don't want to be applying a glitter glue on top of a wet base because then the two liquids, they're going to mix together and create a hot mess. So once that glitter glue is on, I'm then popping on a little shadow shield to catch any fallout, as we're going to be going in with some glitter next. And the glitter we're taking today is by Voss in the shade Elsa. Now I didn't want to apply a really thick, chunky layer of glitter all over my lid, so in order to prevent that, I just applied the glitter with a fluffy brush, and that way it was just a thin layer of glitter, you know, a bit of sparkle here and there. So jumping to highlighter real quick, so I'm taking Huda Beauty's Pastel Mint palette. This is actually an eyeshadow palette, but I loved that like turquoisey greeny shade. So I'm using that as highlighter, and I love how it looked. So just popping it on that inner corner. I know we've got that like point of eyeshadow there, but I just added it in anyway. And then on the brow bone and on the cheeks. And oh my gosh, I didn't expect this to be this intense, but I love how it looked. So I'm taking 3 P.Louise bases, so starting off with that mint green, then the light blue, then the dark blue. And to create these dots, I'm using a nail art tool. And I mean, it's pretty simple. I'm just creating randomly placed dots above the cut crease. And I think what makes this look so effective is creating some dots small, some dots big, just having a lot of variation in the size and placement. Of course, you could leave it here, but I like to add a few black and white dots as well, just to add some more depth and interest to the look. So I'm lining my waterline with a black eyeliner before taking some more eyeshadow base and applying that under my lower lashes to help intensify the eyeshadows that we're going to be going in with. And we're basically going to be repeating the exact same steps that we did for the cut crease, so working from dark to light. I'm coating my lashes with mascara before taking some Boldface makeup lashes in the style Mega Babe. I was really feeling coloured lower lashes today, so I took the Marc Jacobs Velvet Lash Primer, and this was going to cancel out my natural lash colour to help the coloured mascara really stand out. And the colour mascara I used today was by Colourpop. It's a volumizing mascara in Kiss in Teal. And then I looked up the colour teal and I was like, whoa, maybe this whole look isn't turquoise, maybe it's teal. Oh my gosh, I always get teal, turquoise, aqua confused. I'm like, they all look the same to me. So who knows what I'm going to be titling this video. The lips, I wanted to keep it super natural, so I'm taking Colourpop's Ultra Blotted Lip in Starling, and these blotted lips aren't as pigmented as a usual liquid lipstick, so I was able to blend some away so that my natural lip peeked through, which was perfect for the My Lip But Better look that I was going for. Then I added a gloss, and there you have it. This is the finished look. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed, and hopefully I'll catch you in my next video. Bye!